I'm excited. I'm going to be taking the Continental GT 650 for a ride today. I love this bike. Gosh, these things start so simple. It's like no effort at all. Racing stripes. Now on the Continental GT, it is more of a cafe style bike. You lean forward a lot more than you do on the INT 650. This is my first time riding one, so this is going to be my first impression. These Royal Enfield 650 engines, man, they are very smooth riding. Now you can probably see in the mirrors, no vibration. I do like the mirrors on this bike. They go up over my elbows. I can see really well. That's a plus. The Continental GT is a cafe style bike, so if you're not used to leaning over, might take a little bit to get used to. Your feet are back behind you a little more, shifters kind of behind you. If you've ridden the INT 650, it's basically the same bike, but it's upright. So if you have a bad back or you just don't like leaning forward on your hands, you probably want to try the INT 650. But I'm pretty comfortable. I'm 6'2", with a bad back, and I don't feel uncomfortable at all on this. Suspension is pretty smooth. It's not real rough. When I hit bumps, I don't feel like it's hurting. I don't know how my camera angles are because I'm kind of leaning forward. But this bike, you can kind of scoot back on the seat, lean down a little, tuck in, get your elbows in. What a cool bike. Now I'm going to put all the specs of this bike up on the screen. That way I don't have to memorize it and try to talk about it while I'm riding. I'm just having fun riding. These do not have self-canceling blinkers, which I'm used to on most of my bikes, so I got to remember to shut the blinker off. I probably won't a couple times on this ride. So I'm riding with Royal Enfield today. Whew. Good times. Get to try as many bikes as I can before a big storm is coming in. Even though it's blue skies, you don't think it's gonna, but I guess in a few hours we're gonna get some pretty nasty thunderstorms. I kind of like to hit some curvy roads because that's what this bike is made for. I do know this bike, you can lean it right over on a corner. You can feel confident that you're not going to wipe out. The only thing I don't like about group rides is you really can't test the bike out completely. I really want to hit some of these corners fast, but we got old guys on these little 350s driving like, well, driving like they're old guys on 350s. Jeez. I do love the old school gauges. I have a bunch of vintage bikes. Ah, crap, I left the blinker on. I knew I would do that. Oh, I'm just not going to use blinkers anymore. All right, get back to the gauges. I love these old school gauges. Definitely has that 70s and 80s look to it. Got the speedo, the tack. They throw a little digital in there. Actually, the sun's hitting it directly and I can see it pretty well. It blows me away how smooth this engine is. It's a 650 twin, fuel injected. I don't have any buzzing in the seat or in the foot pegs. A little bit in the hand grips. But when I twist the throttle, the hand grips smooth right out. Now what's nice about this bike, I'm doing about 50 miles an hour right now. The wind is blowing on my chest just enough where it kind of holds me up. I don't have all that weight down on my hands, so it's not uncomfortable. I know at low speeds it can get uncomfortable, kind of crouch down, your hands start to get tired. This is a cafe bike. It's not really designed for you to buy it just to putt around your neighborhood. Get this bike out on some nice roads, especially some twisties. Drive this bike the way it's meant to be driven. I am not using a blinker, so I will forget to turn it off. It's not very loud. Not very loud at all. But stock exhaust. It's got dual. The dual stock exhaust is very quiet. If you like quiet bikes, it's perfect for you, but I want to hear the engine a little more. Again, I'm 6'2". We've been riding, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. I do not feel cramped up on this bike, even though I have my feet in the, I don't know, sport rider position, I guess you call it, leaned over. I'm pretty comfortable. I would probably change up the seat and get more. They have a cafe style seat that actually has a fairing on the back, and it looks really cool. So if you had this bike, you can get the red fairing with the white stripes. Woo! That'd be sweet. So what do I think of this bike? This is my first impressions on this bike, so I'm not going all into the specs on it. I'm just telling you what I feel when I ride this bike. If I like it, how comfortable it is, what I would change, what I wouldn't change. Brakes? Whoa, brakes are nice. Wow, they must have done something. They do have ABS. I guess all Royal Enfields have ABS brakes. The Himalayan has ABS that you can actually turn off, but that's the only one they said that you can actually shut the ABS off. These brakes are very nice. Okay, back to fit and comfort. 6'2", folded up like a pretzel, but I am very comfortable. At low speeds, my hands start to hurt a little because you're kind of leaning forward. Once I get up, like right now, I'm right about 55, almost 60. The wind is blowing me, it's holding me up. I feel lightweight. Oh, this bike. I love the feel of this bike. I would go with a different hand grip. I don't think the grips are very comfortable at all. I'd probably put like a Pro Taper pillow top. Those are motocross grips, but I put them on many of my bikes because they're the softest grips. I do like how there's not a lot of stuff going on. There's not electronics everywhere. There's not 40 buttons like on the Harleys. Just get on it and ride. That's what this bike is made for. Now, if I wasn't doing this group ride with Royal Enfield, I would have taken this bike out on some really twisty roads, showing you what this bike can actually do. Now again, if you're not used to the lean forward sport bike position, you might have a little difficulty figuring out the shifting. I love this bike. I like the looks of it. I like the feel of it. It's very comfortable. Plus, if you get tired of leaning down, look, I'm sitting straight up and I'm fine. Very comfortable. Oh, it's a little herky-jerky though in first gear. You can kind of see it right there. It's like it's off or it's on. That's my only complaint on this bike. Your blinker's on. That is why I don't use my blinker, because I will leave it on. Okay. Oh, the kickstand is actually underneath the foot peg. If you could hear what just happened, when you put the kickstand down, the bike shuts off. Uh-oh. What the heck's that guy doing? I absolutely love this bike. Highly, highly recommend it. Again, that's just my first impression. The specs, I might throw some specs up on the screen. I just want to know what it was like riding. Is it comfortable? How's the fit and finish? I'll tell you what, the paint job is nice. The welds are very nice. I love this engine. What a beautiful engine. This 650, it is so smooth. Whew, what a cool bike. Highly, highly recommend this bike. That was just a little quick first impressions on the Royal Enfield Continental GT 650. Alright, I think I'm going to go ride another bike. Alright, go try one. You're going to love it.